So it's 4:30 in the morning. Um, Went to sleep early and watching YouTube videos, plus some other things. Thinking about what I want to do next with this project that I'm working on or thinking about. And watching this video where the guy says, Myron goes off on Kai Cenat for dating an average black girl. First off, that girl is really cute. Even if that's average, that's freaking awesome. But I'm really happy for Kai Cenat. Just seeing him smile and the way he's acting. I've said this in Telegram chats, especially with Ed, that I feel sorry for Generation Z, especially generations after millennials and going forward. So Z Alpha. Um, because what we're seeing is that a lot of these younger folks won't have the joy of the butterflies and all that other stuff, and I think you should experience it for better or for worse. I think it's a great feeling. I miss it in some cases. I even think about now if I was to date, like that shit over with. Like I don't feel like doing that. Um, that's not really me. And if a chick wants to come all this lovey dovey stuff, I will check that. And I've done this before. I've done this before with a relationship. And I asked the chick, I was like, "Oh, how old are you?" She was like 45. And I'm like, I just turned 39, so she's probably about 46 now or something. I don't know. Or maybe still 45 on the way to 46. And I said, listen, a lot of the stuff you saying is really just immature, young, blah blah blah, right? And nice lady and everything like that. Don't get me wrong, but it was just one of those things where it's just like, bro, bro. At some point, you really just got to be like, hey, all that other stuff is just pie in the sky, whatever. But seeing Kai Cenat go through this, and he's making it very public and everything else like that. Girl seems cute, shy, and everything on stream. And looks like she's into him. She's showing all the things that she's into him. It's not the usual baddies and all this other stuff where they think they're too good for the dudes that they are around, so to speak. And even with the dudes that they like, they have this facade, this bravado. So I really like it for him, and what I'm seeing. And of course, what he's done in being successful, like, I'm not saying he quote unquote deserves it, because you deserve what you get, but he's getting what he wants, and it looks like he wants it, and he likes that, and that's fucking awesome. So you're seeing, and the point of this video is the grift is falling apart. You're seeing where a lot of people that are quote unquote grifters, people that have come over the space, you see your Myron, where he's made so much money, fresh and fit, I should say, Myron especially, where they've made so much money off of this stuff. But you're starting to see with this whole grift of the red pill talking points and stuff like that is falling to the wayside, and it's just like those people are quote unquote crashing out. So you're seeing the rise of the purple pill space and stuff like that. Ed has people talked about that plenty of times and things like that. And then you're also seeing the rise of intellectuals in the space, where they're becoming a little bit more mainstream. They're being called upon to dictate policy or influence policy, and we are influencing policy via that avenue, so to speak. So a lot of bridges have been built. Ed said this in a stream, and I haven't watched his latest, I think two streams, I don't remember, 2 streams or so. But I usually keep up to date with him, and then I actually have to get up to date with Grinch, but and BGS. I've been watching like a lot of manhwas, by the way. They're just like recaps, so I gotta finish this one. It's like 4 hours long, but I watch these throughout the day, which is pretty cool. And even some of these are pretty cool, but I don't really watch them. But yeah, and then of course some coding content, so Primogen and all that stuff. But um the grift is slowly dying, and you're seeing where, oh yeah, Ed said something a while back about this is activism, and I never really thought of it like that, but it really is activism, what we do, how we talk about these different topics and things like that. And you really start to see where the fuel is different. Whereas something like your grift is Concord, I think it was the Concord. Yeah, I think it was the Concorde, the supersonic flight. It's like that level of jet fuel. It'll get you there fast, but something about the Concord planes. They just weren't economical. They couldn't stay for a long period of time. They cost too much, so on and so forth. So after a while, you just can't. It didn't beat out your 737s. Your larger planes. So your Concords were nice for a second. It's cool. It's somewhat of a novelty. Gets you there real fast. But they weren't sustainable. They didn't last for a long period of time. And those are in aviation. You can correct me on that. But essentially the point was, Concords were a little bit too much to maintain. They were good, they're expensive, made some money, but not enough to maintain it. And now you're starting to see where this grift is falling apart, and it's falling apart to the thing that really got people here, the really that fueled people, really that drove people and got them to the position of red pill ideology, thinking processes, mindset, so on and so forth. And you're starting to see where a lot of this shit is just falling apart, and these guys don't know what to do. They're trying to, they're crashing out in many different ways because their income sources are falling apart. People aren't really supporting them anymore, so on and so forth. And you have new people that come in, but then even the new people aren't your quote unquote purists. I'm not saying anything disparaging, but you look at Akuli, his situation works for him and he stands by that. That's cool. But you talk a different game, right? So then that also makes you look vulnerable, or like it makes you have it makes it look like you have a chink in your armor, so to speak. Um, if it works for him, cool, man. I really do believe men should have like some type of relationship with a woman in some capacity that actually is fruitful for them or is beneficial to them. I have it to where my like my female friends are like they're my homegirls, but relationship wise, it doesn't really work out for me because that's a different story. That person's in your home, in your face, so on and so forth. And it just doesn't work out for one reason or another. Like women being that close and around me doesn't work that well. It's cool and good while it lasts, but after a while, I'm gonna be like, listen, I don't like this, I don't like that, and sometimes it just doesn't survive because of that, or for one reason or another. So and that's how I deal with my female relationships. It's like, hey, listen, if I go on to have sex, I can always just purchase that. Like just go from there and just purchase that. It is what it is on that. But if I want to actually have a meaningful relationship, that woman is usually going to be a friend of mine. Like she's going to be a good friend of mine. She's going to be a homegirl, and I usually always have at least one, just one. I can name them right now. Desiree, for a childhood friend, I still talk with her a little bit less now. That there was a whole relationship thing with that, so I got away from that. Not a relationship thing, but like trying that didn't work. I got away from it, but I still talk with her now. I just talked with her the other day, and one of her friends. And then Kim, that was like my sister's friend, older lady. I wanted to be with her, and she was cool, but I was a somewhat of a beta male orbiter, but she was a friend, but she knew exactly what I wanted. Like, yo, you can friend zone me. That's cool. Let me hit. Let me try some. And I've talked about that before. And then now a friend of mine, Christy, who lives close to me and everything. And she's cool. She's really cool. But and all this, like, I can name those quote unquote female friends that I'm close with, that I'm cool with, that I'm like I'm like intertwined with their family and everything else like that. Where there's like quote unquote there's love there, like, and it's like not like it doesn't have to be sexual or even a platonic or we flirt with one another. Nah, you's a cool motherfucker. I love you. I'm cool with your kids. They can come over whenever. I'm gonna try and help you with this. You can call me and we could talk, and you can seek advice from me, and I'm gonna tell you the real. Like, yo, listen, that person's fucking up, or nah, you really need to change the way you look at it. And I think you should have those relationships. Anyways, off that tangent, the grift is starting to crumble, starting to fall apart because there's not enough money in it, right? And then also not just actually no, there's a lot of money in it, but there's a lot of fakery in it as well. People that were that rose really fast in the space, you start to see them plateau. That's not bad. That's not a bad thing. But you start to see the buzz around some of the stuff that they say has died down, and for some reason that affects them. That affects their message. That affects and dulls the sharpness, the blade, the impact of their message. And it's like, what was your real motivation? what really got you to this point to where, or what really brought you to this space, and you're starting to see the people that have a different fuel, so to speak, different motivations, all those things. Anyways, wanted to make that quick video because I'm just seeing this video here and it made me think about it. And I don't post a lot. I post a lot more on TikTok because I'm selling puppies, and I'm also trying to get in more into dog breeding. I'm like, it's just a passion I've stumbled upon, tripped up into. But I think it's gonna turn into something where I do it as a business, moving forward, and I think it should be pretty good. We'll see. We will see. Breederstool.com. Breederstool.com is going to be the thing I'm going to start working on and developing. I've been working on doing some front end design, full stack design work, or full stack development work. Can't say design, or just design. So I've been able to get that going, and that's worked out pretty well. And that is a precursor to something that I want to, a tool that I actually want to put out. I've always talked about building software, building, web development, and all this other stuff. So I'm really trying to move forward with that, and make that something that's going to be impactful or useful to others. All right. With that being said, appreciate you, love you all, wish you all the best, and understand what is your fuel that got you to this space. But more importantly, refining that fuel that'll get you to the next phase and space of your life. Peace.